Hey guys, welcome back to my channel C4 Diwala, and in today's video we are going to create this looping animation inside of Cinema 4D. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. And if you're new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So here we are in Cinema 4D. So first thing we will do, we will create one sphere and then we will hit N and D so we can see our edges. We are not going to do any changes for the segments. All we need to change is the radius of this sphere, so I'm gonna make it 10, let's say, and then we will add our cube. And for the size of this cube, I'm gonna choose 20 by 20, somewhere like that, or let's make it 40 and 40. Yep, this looks good. Now select this what we call cube, and over here you will get option called fill, so click on it. Because of that it will form one sphere, so all we need to do over here, we will have one option called fillet radius, so I'm gonna make it, let's say, 5, and fillet subdivisions, let's make it 2, or not 23 but 3. Yep, this looks good. Now select this cube, and over here with the help of that we are going to increase the height of this cube. I think this much height looks good. Now select this cube and press C to make it editable. Now we will choose our face and we will select this topmost face, right click, and over here you will get option called inner extrude, so click on it and extrude it over here. Then right click and choose extrude and extrude it this downwards like that and move it over here. I'll go to the front view somewhere like that. Now we will choose our sphere and fillet radius, not fillet radius but radius, I'm gonna choose 7. Then I'll move this sphere over here like that. Now after that we need to use our cloner, so go to the MoGraph and choose this cloner. Select this cube and move this inside this cloner. Now select this cloner and zoom out a little bit, and over here we have to do certain settings. So instead of linear mode, I'm going to choose grid array and count on y-axis. I don't want any what we call clones on y-axis, so I'm make it 0 or 1, let's say, and I'm going to select my live selection tool now and then choose cloner, and in this size, let's say around 2500 and 2500. Don't change anything in middle of that. If you zoom out, as you can see, we'll get something like this. Now we are going to add our camera, so I'll click on this camera and I'll enable this, and field of view horizontal, I'm gonna decrease this value, so we'll get a little bit parallel view, and we will zoom out a little bit. Yep, this looks good. Now select this cloner, and in the count we have to increase the count, let's say 20 and 20 over here. Let's make it 30 by 30, let's say, or 40 or 40. Now let's 50 by 50 and zoom out. So as you can see, we'll get something like this. Now select this sphere, and now if you want to you can decrease the segments. I'm gonna make it let's say what we call 40 segments, and now I'm gonna select this sphere and I'll press C to make it editable. Now we will hide the uncheck this camera, and we will zoom to the sphere. If you want to zoom, press S simply, select the object and press S. Now I'll double click in my material panel and I'll apply one material to this sphere. Click on this material, and color I'm gonna choose black like that. Now select this layer and choose polygons face selection, press UL. By holding shift, I'm gonna select this and this. Now double click and create another material and apply on the selections. Double click to open the properties of this color, and I'm gonna choose green color. Also apply luminance, and in luminance I'm gonna choose green color only like that. And now I'm going to enable my camera. Now select this cloner and duplicate by holding Ctrl. Delete this cube over here and select this pair and make it parent, I mean move inside this cloner. Now as you can see, we cannot see the spares over here, so go to the front view. Let's see our what we call spares are here. So I'm gonna select this pair and move those pairs over here, let's say. Yeah, now if I hit Ctrl R, we'll get something like this. Now there is no light in our scene, so for that I will go to the top view and I'm going to add area light and move this area light over here. I'm gonna increase the size, press R for rotation, rotate it like that, then rotate it like that. Go to the front view, press E and move this over here. I'm gonna increase the size, press R for rotation, rotate it like this. Yep. Now if I hit Ctrl R, we can see our light, but we can see our shadows. So select this light and in shadow, instead of none, we will choose area. Now select this light, go over here and on the top view, press E and I'll move this over here. Press R for rotation, press W for global axis and move it over here. Now as you can see, the number of copies are too much, so what we'll do, I'll zoom in a little bit. I think this one looks good. Now we have to reduce some copies, so for that what we'll do, for the count I'm gonna choose 30 and 30, and size I'll choose 1500 and 1500. Same thing we will follow for this one also. 30 count and size 1500 and 1500. Yep. So now we don't have some extra copies like that. If you want to reduce further, you are free to do that. Now as you can see, we have this type of what we call scene. Now you can apply this black color to this cube, or what we can do, I'm gonna select this cube and by holding Ctrl I'm gonna duplicate it. Now select this cube black color and apply it to one of this cube and double click and apply this color to the another cube. If I hit Ctrl R, as you can see, we will get something like this. Now if you want, then you can also duplicate another one. Select this cube and delete this color, and you can apply this green color also. If you hit Ctrl R, as you can see, we will get something like this. I'll zoom in a little bit. Now our scene is ready. Now we have to add some animations. Now for that what we will do, we'll first go to the edit render settings and make sure the frame rate is 30, and in the timeline I'm gonna make it 120, and our timelines is 120 frames. And now we will select one of our cloner and we will go to the MoGraph effector, and over here we will get this option called shader. So select the cloner and then select this shader. So as you can see, we have some changes over here. Now go to the parameter and uncheck the scale size and enable this position, and on y-axis I'm gonna type 100. Let's make it 0. Yeah, on y-axis we will make this 100. Let's see. Yep, 100 looks good, or let's say 80. Yep. Now go to the rotation and let's make it 90, 90 and 90. Now I want this much animations, and if you want to increase the scale, you are free to do that. It's not necessary. I'm gonna make it 0.2, or let's say 0.6. Now go to the shading option. Over here you will get this shader. Click on it and choose noise. Click on this noise, and over here global scale I'm going to choose 300, and over here you will get this brightness and contrast option. In contrast I'm going to increase the contrast up to like that, I mean 60 to 70%, let's say. And in loop period I'm going to type 4 over here, and animation speed I'm going to type 1. And if I hit play now, as you can see, we will get this kind of animation. Now after that, if you want to increase the global scale, you are free to do that. Like you can use 400 and you can choose 200 also. I'm gonna select 200. And this, if you see, this animation is illumined after 120, it's again follows the initial frame. So that's the advantage of this technique. Now again, I'm gonna select this shader and I'm gonna hit control, hold control and create a duplicate of this shader. Now for this second shader, I'm going to go in parameter, and I don't want scale and rotation animations for that. Only thing I want is the what we call position animation on y-axis, and I'm going to make it 120. And now I'm going to select this cloner, which is our second one, and I'm going to go in effector, and I'm going to simply drag this shader over here. But if you see, the animation looks, now the animation will look quite different. So all we need to do, select this cloner, press E and move this downwards. So if you see, now we will get something like this, but we want some little bit variations, so I'm gonna move this a little bit up. Now what we will do, I'm gonna select this shader. Over in the shading section, I'll go over here, and over here we will get option called seed. So I'm just gonna increase 166, or let's say 167, so we will get a little bit variation in our shading animations. Now our almost animation is over done. Now we will select both the cloners by holding shift, and in MoGraph we will get this one effect called delay. So I'm gonna click on it, so we will get some smoothness in our animation. We will not get those jumpies like that. So as you can see, this is our looping animation. If you hit Ctrl R, you will get this render like that. And if you don't want this color over here, you can simply create another material and you can apply another color to this one. Like you don't need to add the luminance for that. You can choose yellow color also for that. It's totally up to you, or you can delete this. We don't need that extra element. So if you hit Ctrl R now, you will get something like this. And if you want, then instead of this what we have yellow over green, you can simply put white color on it, so you will get white and black combination. So I think I would suggest to choose this much of a white color only, and this white color, if you want, then you can add luminance panel also. So yep, that's it. With the help of this kind of techniques, you can create this kind of looping animations. And if you want, then go to the top view, select both the lights, and by holding Control, I'm gonna move those lights over here. Press R for rotation, rotate it like that. So we'll get some additional lights if you hit Control R now. So we will get a proper lighting in our scene. So with the help of this kind of techniques, you can create looping animations in Cinema 4D.